Hello, World Travel Magazine readers. Greetings. My name is Keith, and I'm going to be your guide today here along the iconic Orchard Road. So in a short while, I'm going to be guiding you down this wonderful street and showing you some of its landmarks, history, and heritage. So follow me and let's get started. This way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome to the start of our tour, and we are right in front of the iconic St. Regis Hotel where Mr. Kim Jong-un stayed during his meeting with President Donald Trump. Behind me is an equally iconic sculpture that marks the beginning of Orchard Road. It is the dragon riding Bodhisattva. It was created by the Taiwanese sculptor Li Chen, and it was placed here in the year 2001. And it represents what we think is Guan Yin, or the goddess of mercy, riding on the dragon, as she is often depicted. The rounded proportions are to symbolize the Tao energy in Chinese culture, and it shows life, shows energy, right? And at the same time, lightness. And it basically is a way to give luck to everybody who is traveling down Orchard Road. So as we go down, please follow me and we'll continue our journey. All right, guys. So welcome to the front of the Orchard Parade Hotel. And right behind me is this wonderful sculpture called Mother and Son by Professor Ng Eng Teng, who is a cultural medallion winner here in Singapore. This is actually two of the same statues. There's another statue in front of the National Gallery of Singapore as well. Pretty much almost the same, both representing the age-old theme in art of unconditional love or motherly love. All right, so we're going to go on to our next sculpture right now. So follow me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome to the front of the Hilton Hotel. And behind me, this ferocious figure is a statue of Chen Xiaobao, one of the few door gods in Chinese mythology. His partner is on the other side of the hotel, and these particular statues were created by the All Brothers Pottery Company. As far as we know, these are the only statues that they ever made. They were created in 1975 and placed here in front of the Hilton to protect the hotel. Protect them from what, you may ask? Well, one intrepid guidebook says that it's to ensure that every guest checking out pays the minibar bill. So let's go on to our next stop. Hi there again, everybody. So welcome to the intersection of Orchard Road and Scotts Road. So how did Orchard Road get its name? Well, in the past, this whole area where we're standing right now was a very, very different environment. It was all farm and plantation land. That's why the name Orchard Road came about, because this was all orchards here, right? What kind of orchards? Gambia and nutmeg orchards. These spices back in the day was worth more than its weight in gold. And many of the early entrepreneurs that came to found Singapore came here to find their riches. Unfortunately for them, a blight came through this area and it wiped out all their trees and all their plantations. This was still considered the outskirts of Singapore City. It was considered very far away. So they couldn't really sell the land. So a lot of them donated the land to various religious organizations who in turn used them as cemeteries, right? Not just the Chinese, not just the Teochew, but there was even a Malay cemetery here as well. The next question then is, how did it go from a cemetery land to what we now know and see of Orchard Road today? So follow me on and we're going to talk a bit more about that. Come on. Hey everybody. So, this is Shaw House, one of the most iconic buildings in Orchard Road. It's also home to the Lido Theatre. But before this current building, the first building was built in 1958, and it was also called the Shaw House, and it was also a Lido Theatre there. In fact, that Lido Theatre in 1958 was considered the most luxurious cinema in Singapore, and it was adorned with marble flooring as well as marble columns. Today, the current Lido Theatre has seen famous celebrities like Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman open movies here. So when you come down to Orchard Road, make sure you take a visit there. Right? Let's go and visit our next stop. Come on. All right, so behind me is Tang Plaza, one of the most iconic buildings in Orchard and Scotts Road. Why is it so special? Well, that's because it is the site of the very first department store all along Orchard Road. It started out life in 1958 when Mr. C.K. Tang came here and decided that this was going to be an ideal location to build his department store. And he only paid $10,000 for it. Why did nobody else build a department store here back then? Well, that's because there were cemeteries all over, and they all believed it was bad luck, except Mr. C.K. Tang, who was a devout Christian. And he didn't believe in any of that superstition. So he set up his department store here, and he was proven right, as we can see today. After that, everybody saw how successful he was, and they went on down the whole of Orchard Road, as we know today, the shopping center of Singapore. Let's go on. So, ladies and gentlemen, behind me is Ngee Ann City, and in front of it are these two beautiful silver sculptures. They are called Harmony 1 and 2, and they were created by Professor Liu Zilin. They are supposed to contrast with the hard, straight lines of Ngee Ann City's architecture, as well as complement each other with its beautiful flows and curves. They also are supposed to represent energy, the flow of harmonious energy that flows through this area of Orchard Road and hopefully bring luck to the area as well. We're now going to be heading on to our next site, so please follow me. Come on. Behind me is Ngee Ann City. Again, one of the largest shopping malls along Orchard Road. What does the building look like to you? Well, according to the architect, it's supposed to look like the Great Wall of China. And it's supposed to connect the building to the land, or at least what the land was before the building was here. In the past, this is one of the largest Teochew cemeteries in Singapore. It has a personal connection to me because part of the land was actually owned by my ancestors and then donated to the Ngee Ann Kongsi. Hence, its name, Ngee Ann City. Let's head off to our next site. Hello, everybody. So welcome to Paragon Shopping Center. And in front of this shopping center, we have a very unique and interesting sculpture by a gentleman called Sun Yu Li, who's originally from China, but is now a Singaporean citizen. And he created this sculpture basically to contrast modern Singapore with tribal patterns and designs from 2,000 years ago. Starting from the right to the left, each figure represents a different idea and concept, right? So over there, we have celebration, we have endearment, right? We have courtship. We have over here, development, right? Friendship. And lastly, Orchard Road, relaxation. So please follow me. We're going to head off to our next stop. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and behind me is the Mandarin Hotel, the landmark of Orchard Road. And how did it become this landmark? Well, it was built in 1971, and back then, this was the tallest building, not just in Orchard Road, but in the whole of Singapore, 40 stories tall. Today, it is still famous for its restaurant at the very top, as well as that Chatterbox chicken rice. So if you have the time, come and visit. In the meantime, follow me, and we're going to see what else we can find out about Orchard Road. This way. Welcome to Emerald Hill, everybody. And look at all the beautiful shop houses that we have here. This is a hidden gem within Orchard Road. So in contrast to all the modern shopping centers that we have around here, we have this beautiful conserved district. All these buildings are conserved. So what does that mean? That means the owners have to maintain the shell of the building. They are mostly of Peranakan and colonial design. But the interiors for some of these buildings are out of the world. So if you have a chance to come here to visit one of them, make sure you do so. And there are also a lot of wonderful bars and restaurants here as well. So come here and spend some time. Let's go to our next stop. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, here we have Nutmeg Grove, a sculpture by Michelle Rigitti. All right, she built this out of steel and car paint. And what it represents is firstly the history and heritage of Orchard Road, because this used to be a nutmeg plantation. But secondly, its colorful nature symbolizes Orchard Road's new role for fashion, for shopping, for fun, for deals. So make sure you come down here and visit Orchard Road so you can get the best deal possible. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are at the Istana. This is the Presidential Palace of Singapore. In fact, the word Istana means palace in Malay. But originally, that building was not called the Istana. It was called Government House because the building was originally built to house the Governor General of Singapore for the British. And it was completed originally in 1859. The grounds that building sits in, though, is a wonderful park that is home to over 200 different species of plants and fauna. So, if you have the time, do come and visit. But unfortunately, it's only open 6 times a year to the public. So take a note of when those days are and make sure you get your booking in as soon as you can. Because it's a wonderful park in there and they do a wonderful tour of the Istana.